Hi. Oh, that was a funny hi. Hi, I'm astrologer Penny Dix. And, excuse me, I wanted to come on for maybe three reasons, first of all, today. First of all, because I do want to give you an astrobite about the Sun cazimi Uranus, which means the Sun and Uranus are conjunct in the sky in Taurus. It's my cat George. We are never going to experience this again in our lifetimes, or at least not for another 84 years. And maybe babies born today will, but the rest of us will most probably not experience it. So it is a super important transit because Uranus is at the final degrees of Taurus. It is, in fact, today, as it's conjunct the Sun, it's at 27 degrees and 17 minutes. This is a very powerful point of Taurus. So I'm going to talk a little bit about this Sun conjunct Uranus because it's active over the 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, even as far as the 21st, I would say. Although on the 20th, the 20th is when the Sun will move into Gemini. So it will have actually overtaken Uranus to move into Gemini. But today is the point, it is exact. Now, before I launch into that, I first of all want to send out huge gratitude on both points, which is one, to say thank you so much for all the well wishes for my recovery from my rotator cuff tendon reattachment surgery, which has all gone extremely well. Yes, the arm is a bit heavy, pulling on my neck. For the purposes of this video, I'll probably hold it like this a bit just to take the weight off my neck, but it's okay. When I'm resting, I'm in a much more comfortable position and I don't get the pull of the arm on my neck. So that's first of all. So thank you so much to everyone for all your well wishes, the healing vibes, the good thoughts. They've all filtered through, I can assure you. And that's something also to do with this Uranus conjunct the Sun. And I'm going to explain a bit about that as well. I also want to thank you all for the well wishes for my birthday, because of course, as many of you know, I've done 70 turns around the Sun, and my solar return was actually on the 15th, which is when the Sun returned to the exact degree it was at when I was born. And if you've not seen the live stream I did with conscious medium Brandon Russ on that day, then check it out. It's got our usual craziness in, but it's fun. And I was actually, my birthday is the 16th of May. So I had obviously a quiet day, but I have received all your messages, well wishes, emails, messages via my website, and I will get round to responding to everything, but you'll understand it's going to take me a while because at the moment I'm having to type with my left hand, and very good brain activity to teach the brain to work in a different way. And I'm doing remarkably well, but I do get very tired. And I guess healing as we get older, it takes a little bit longer. So when I need to rest, I rest. When I need to sleep, I sleep. But about half an hour ago, I thought, I think I can put my face on. I think I can sit here and give you an astrobite. So let's get on with that now. So the Sun conjunct Uranus. Now, if you are joining me as a birthday twin on the 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, happy birthday, happy solar return. And also you will all have also been experiencing the effects of Uranus conjunct your Sun in Taurus. What can I say? this has certainly been an extraordinary time for me. I would say over the last couple of years, whilst Uranus has been active around my sun, my life has changed dramatically in a positive way because I've chosen to make it positive. I've let go of my fixed Taurus energy and allowed myself to use my flexible Pisces moon to just go with the flow and the ebb. Different way of saying it, not ebb and flow, the flow and the ebb. Now, if you're able to do that, that is the best way to use this Uranus energy. Uranus conjunct the Sun for everybody over these few days is potentially going to be pretty amazing and bring some magical happenings in your lives, depending on the area of your chart that Taurus occupies, and that depends and is determined by your rising sign. So you might be finding that life is just a little bit extraordinary at the moment, with breakthroughs, wanting to break out, rebellious speech, not taking any SH1T from people, actually being a little bit more assertive, authentic, original, inventive. All of those words belong to Uranus. The Sun is you. The Sun is you. It's your innate sense of personal leadership, your sense of authenticity. Now, I have to remind you also that the Sun and Uranus are also conjunct the fixed star Algol, which of course is about beheadings. Well, thankfully, touch wood, those sort of things don't happen anymore. At least I hope they don't. And so hopefully none of us are going to experience beheading, but we have to take it as a metaphor. So what might you lose your head about? But what might you lose your head about in a good way? Because things don't have to be negative and bad. Uranus is a pure energy that you can interpret and mold and bend in the way that you want to use it. Be extraordinary with this Uranus energy. Bend it in your favor. Make it work for you. But this is what we have to do with our natal charts, with our astrology. We make it work with us. We choose the positive options. It is about not allowing ourselves to be compelled to do what we feel the cosmos might be dictating to us. No, we have free will. We have choice. And with that choice, we can make extraordinary strides forward in our own lives. Let's think about the Sun again, because the Sun is also leadership. It's health. I wonder whether we are going to hear about, over the next few days, a world leader with some unexpected health issues. They may be trying to keep them under wraps, but it's quite a possible, manifestation of this energy. What about you and your health? Well, as long as you are taking good care of yourself, self-care. This is why I'm making absolutely 100% sure that I do not do anything that compromises my recovery. So, for example, usually I do a live stream tomorrow night, Sunday, for the astrology for the week ahead. I'll decide tomorrow. I'll see how I'm feeling. No promises, because I don't know. But I do know that my health comes first. And so that is what will be my priority. And that is what has to be your priority. Make you your priority. Make your health and your well-being your priority. Make your choices, your life choices, your priority, and what is best for you, for the highest good of you and the highest good of all. What else does Sun conjunct Uranus represent? Well, Uranus, of course, is a little bit stuck and sticky in Taurus. We may see Earth movements around this energy. We had that full moon in Scorpio less than a week ago. That was quite a tough one. And there have been grumblings and rumblings from Mother Earth, from Gaia. And she may well continue to hiccup and burp and maybe discard a few of us pesky humans. And I mean that in a favourable way. I'm not making light of that, because nobody wants to see problems or loss of life. And so that is my attempt at humour under anaesthetic. So let's see what else we can look at whilst I dig myself out of this hole. So yes, we could see Earth movements and sudden events. Now, this could be sudden events in our world hotspots, the war zones. We could see sudden action taken by leaders that takes us unaware. We could see sudden decisions that wake us up, that shock us and stir us and make us really think, whoa, what's going on? But you know what? The beauty of this Sun conjunct Uranus, we're all waking up. No one is going to pull the wool over our eyes anymore. We can see. We can see truth. We can see the real truth. We are not going to be falling for the rhetoric, the spin anymore. We are now thinking for ourselves, because Uranus is preparing us for when this wonderful, innovative planet moves into Gemini, an air sign, like the energy of this planet, air, where we will really start thinking for ourselves. Oh, it's going to be so interesting to see how the world unfolds publicly and for all of us privately, because I think privately we're all going to feel a lot more assertive and powerful. We will be aware of when people try to ghost us, gaslight us, coercive control. We'll be aware of all of that and we'll go, no, no more. Not having it. We're going to get much stronger with this Uranus energy. It's beautifully exciting. And we must also look at the fact that today, and I'm recording this on actually the 17th, so this is for tomorrow, the 18th, when in the Europe and the West is when Uranus and the Sun will be conjunct. For the Americas and Canada, it will be on the 17th. So the Moon will be conjunct Pluto. This is very powerful, and it underlines and emphasizes the energy of Aquarius, the sign that Uranus rules. So we have this real underlining of our invitation, our entry to the age of Aquarius. The individuality and the ability to see through the veils, to cut through the crap, quite frankly. The power of our universal conscious mind is going to expand enormously on an inner level and an outer level. You will notice that your intuition, your psychic abilities, your abilities to know when someone is trying to get in touch with you telepathically, your abilities to send messages, healing, without the need for electronic devices. You just know something's shifted in you. Something's woken up. It's like, oh, I can do this. I've been doing it all my life. It's just super exciting. We are waking up. We really are waking up. And the collective is going to become a collective of individuals, of millions and billions of individual souls, all interconnected paradoxically together to support each other on our beautiful planet, Gaia. I have a word for the day. Now, the word I chose actually was charisma, because there's something about these next few days with Uranus conjunct the Sun that I think captures magnetism, our innate charm, individual charm, and how we can influence others just by our presence, for good or ill. So make sure your choice is positive. So let me see, what I found. So somebody called Tobabetta said, charisma is the fragrance of the soul. I think it's a bit like presence. Some people just have a presence. You look, you notice when they walk into a room. They don't have to say anything. They don't even have to walk in a certain way. And you notice all heads turn. You know what? Uranus conjunct the Sun, we're all going to get a bit of that. We're all going to find people start noticing us because we are authentically owning our souls, ourselves. Robert Broll said, charisma is not just saying hello. It's dropping what you're doing to say hello. That's also respect. Respect for another human being. Where did that go? I certainly do find respect amongst this community. I find wonderful respect. We are blessed, all of us that connect via YouTube and these social media platforms. We're very lucky. Maya Angelou said, people will forget what you said, forget what you did, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. And that's true. And that's what you can glean from Uranus conjunct the Sun. There's an anonymous one here, which is, confidence is silent. Insecurities are loud. Charisma walks in. Silence. Charisma walks in silence and still turns heads. It's true, isn't it? Because insecurities are so unattractive. And I know over the years I have shown huge insecurities to others, believe it or not. And I know it's not attractive. It's just not. But silence and integrity, owning your soul and your authenticity, give you presents, and show people that you actually care about them. Quentin Crisp said, charisma is the ability to influence without logic. That's true too. And Gore Vidal said, style is knowing who you are, what you want to say, and not giving a damn. And that's true. Peter Drucker said, charisma becomes the undoing of leaders. It makes them inflexible, convinced of their own infallibility, and unable to change. Now, I would disagree on the point of this actually meaning charisma, because I would say what Peter Drucker has explained is charisma dressed up as narcissism, or rather narcissism dressed up as charisma. Because narcissists have an innate ability to hold an audience and to hold court. Don't get narcissism mixed up with charisma. You will be able to spot the difference. There's an unknown quote here. True charisma is not just about charm. It's about conviction, clarity, and being utterly present. Then we've got two more. We've got Tom Hiddleston said, you can have all the charm in the world, but if you're not real, it doesn't matter. And that's really what I've been saying. Uranus is asking us to be real, authentic. Shock everyone, shock yourself with your authenticity. Marianne Williamson said, finally, it's the last one, charisma is a sparkle in people that money can't buy. It's an invisible energy with visible effects. That's beautiful. So there we go. That's what I wanted to say, or at least I think I've said most of what I wanted to say about the Sun conjunct Uranus, because I just couldn't let this aspect go without saying something, because it is so powerful. And I think it's because I'm feeling it that I'm really having to discuss it and talk about it and bring it to you. So, tomorrow, if I feel up for it, I will do a live, but you'll see it won't be programmed on my channel till probably the afternoon if I decide that I'm going to go live at 6 p.m. Central European Daylight Time. Otherwise, I will be back soon, but I just do, as I say, want to say thank you, everybody. I will get back to all your comments and I will answer them. I will read them. I will put little hearts on them, but not yet. This little hand, my left one, is getting tired. And also thank you for the birthday wishes. Means a lot. In the meantime, I'd love it if you happen to just have come across my channel and found yourself here. Welcome to my very crazy world. And I'd love it if you'd subscribe. And everyone, please like, comment, share, subscribe. And I'll see you very soon. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye for now. Bye.